So recently I needed to hire a new virtual assistant to help me run my eBay dropshipping business so I could spend more time here at the beach. Well, just kidding, but seriously, sort of true. Now I thought it'd be useful to record the entire process of posting up a job, looking through the applications, interviewing people, and finally hiring someone, recording that whole process and letting it be available for you guys. So I've been hiring and training virtual assistants for years now, pretty much since I started eBay dropshipping. So I have a lot of experience with them. I know what works when hiring them, and I know what doesn't work as well. So that's why I thought this video would be really useful for the members of my course, Super Simple VAs, which teaches you how to hire and train virtual assistants. Now, if you are interested in the full course, I will have it linked up in the description of this video. And full disclosure, there is a much longer extended version of this video that I'm going to put inside the course. But for you guys, for YouTube, for free, I'm putting together this little excerpt, and it's not going to make a lot of sense outside the context of the course, because inside the course I include things like done-for-you scripts that you can use for job postings. I do things like have sample interview questions you can ask people, and I have training videos that you can actually send your virtual assistants so that you don't have to train them yourselves. So what I'm going to do right now is kind of talk you through what I'm showing you in the excerpts from each of these different clips from the video that's inside the course. So I still think that this video is going to be super valuable to anyone who's looking to hire a virtual assistant. So let's get right into this. Now, this all starts with me posting a job on a website called Online Jobs. Online Jobs is a website where you can hire virtual assistants from the Philippines to help you work on your different businesses like eBay dropshipping. And the reason I love this website so much is because once you sign up, the cost of hiring a virtual assistant is very low. You can usually hire them for about $2 an hour or $300 a month if you're doing a salary. So it's really the best website I have found for hiring virtual assistants. So the first thing I do is I go on that website, and on the top right, I click on Post a Job. That brings you to a very simple form where you just fill out the title of the post or the job posting, and then a description as well as things like salary. Now, as I mentioned before, inside my course, Super Simple VAs, you can actually use my done-for-you template for creating a job posting. You literally just copy it and paste it in there with the title, and that's the same posting that I use to find all my different candidates for my store. And then you just go down at the bottom and click Post a Job, and boom, you now have a posting that is live. Then after a few days, you can come back in and you can see all the candidates that applied for your job. And at this phase, what you want to do is just start eliminating different candidates that are obviously not a good fit before you even interview them. So for instance, the first applicant that I looked at here, they said they had experience with eBay dropshipping, but specifically, I was looking for someone who had experience with customer service. And she didn't mention anything about customer service, so I just deleted her application. Now, inside the full video, I go through like 8 or 9 different applicants and, delete or keep them, but it's pretty straightforward here, right? Did they answer your questions? Are they experienced? Is their written English well enough so that you can communicate with them? Look, you are not hiring someone to train them. You are hiring someone for the job. So don't hire someone without the experience that you need. There are plenty of virtual assistants out there who have already done every single aspect of an eBay dropshipping business. Hire one of them so that they can get started right away with running your business and you don't have to train them as much. So once I eliminated all the candidates that were clearly not a good match, I then picked a few of them and sent them messages on Skype. That way we could set up an interview with them. Now at this point you have 2 choices. One, you can just start sending messages back and forth and use this as a chance for you to interview them. Ask them all the interview questions. Again, if you're a member of my course, I have all sample interview questions for you, but it's pretty straightforward stuff. Ask them about their experience and ask them specific questions about the job to make sure they really understand how to do it. The other route is you can actually set up with them a video call if you want to do that. Now, video calls are absolutely not necessary. You don't have to do that. but some people do like to do it. At this point, I do as well. So all I did was I started sending messages to some of them on Skype, just got to know them a little bit, and then picked one of them and asked her if she wanted to do a video interview with me. And full disclosure here, the reason I picked her was because when I told her who I was, she said, "Oh my gosh, I know who you are. I've actually taken your free webinar before," which I thought was awesome. So I said, okay, you're the perfect fit for this job. If you guys want to check out that free webinar, I will have it linked up underneath this video as well. So that was a woman who I decided to interview, and she was gracious enough to let me record it. So let's check out that interview right now.
Yes, hi Paul.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Great, so I can see you fine there. So thank you for taking the time to hop on this interview. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I know you had responded to my post on online jobs, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when you saw the post, what was it that interested you about this position for the eBay store manager?
Yeah, regarding the post, when I saw it, so I know that I can do the task since I've been working as a eBay store manager for almost 4 years now. I've been managing a US and a UK store, which is doing good because I do have a store who manage that we do have around 1,000 pounds above per day. It's a sales. It's just as we only have around 40 items for that. I do manage from A to Z regarding the cases return. So that's why when I saw your post, so I'm really interested to be part of your team since I know that I am capable for it.
Cool. And so do you have any experience like with that store? Are you doing it all by yourself, or are there other virtual assistants that are helping you with that? What's that like?
No, I'm the only one who managing the store. The client will only log in to process the refund through PayPal and checking some cases if there's any mistakes like that. But so far, I can only have around one or two mistakes in a month. So yeah, I think it's a good deal.
Um, well, that's pretty cool. So with the store that you're helping with, um, are there any tasks that you find that you're not able to do as well, or do you feel like you have a good understanding of all the different things? Like how many, for instance, how many returns and item not received cases are you used to dealing with?
Yes, I do used to deal with all the cases and returns that we have. I do winning the cases, even though it's since they're doing a drop shipping on Amazon. So you're aware also that the tracking number is for Amazon. So we cannot upload it on eBay since it's really against to eBay policy. So what I did is I do have some techniques to get the tracking number so that we can win the case through eBay, and also for the returns as well. So I also have some techniques for that. So what we need to upload on the returns request, it's also doing a return. The buyer also can return the item without paying the postage, but sometimes the buyer forgot to upload the tracking details, so that's why eBay will close the case in our favor, like that. And also regarding removing feedback, so I can do remove feedbacks even though it's at eBay. Some of the representatives saying that it can't be removable, but I can still manage to remove all the feedback that we will be getting.
And you do all that on your own without any sort
Yes.
of like guidance or help from your boss?
No, I didn't get any help because even though he has suspended the account, he will also ask me to call for that. And if there's an account that need for verification, he will also call me. And then sometimes he will give me a client and he will let me talk to the client so that I can remove the feedback of that client. Yeah, because he also have an agency, so he manage a lot of clients who's doing a drop shipping. So that's why every time that there's a negative feedback cases that needs to call, so I am the one who's doing that.
Great. So I didn't quite hear what you said before. Is this for the UK store or for US stores?
It's both UK and the US store. I can manage both countries.
Okay. And so I know you mentioned you've worked with drop shipping from Amazon, correct?
Yes, but it's only a few months because that client is using a, what do you call, it's a profit scraper, because I'm not sure if you already heard the profit scraper tried to do a drop shipping on Amazon before. So the client only asked me to do some comparing the items from the supplier and on the listing that he has, if they do have the same, yeah, if they do have the same descriptions like that. And I work also on Amazon.com, the really the Amazon company, as a customer service when I was still in the BPO industry. So we manage those returns cases, item not received case, on call, also the Prime membership, the refunds like that. We do accept that calls when I was in a BPO industry. So that's why it's also helpful to me when I manage the eBay store, because I know how to deal with Amazon customer service.
Right, that makes sense. It's a good experience to have. So besides Amazon, what other suppliers are you used to working with? Like, are you used to Home Depot and Walmart, for instance?
Um, Before, my client used Walmart, John Lewis, sometimes Lego, like that. But um, I asked him if he can focus also on Amazon, since in Amazon we can easily get the refunds, returns, like that. If we do have some problems in item not received case, we can easily contact them, unlike in the other suppliers. So right now my client is focusing on the US, Amazon, in the UK and the US store.
Okay, but you do know how to use, like, since because I use Walmart, you would know how to use that anyway?
Yes, I know, but honestly, I'm not really 100% sure on how to use the Walmart. Only the basic ones. But since I'm a fast learner, so I can easily get in touch with how to do or how to use the Walmart.
Okay.
Since
Um,
most of the e-commerce stores, they do have almost the same platforms like that.
right, yeah. Okay. So let's talk for a minute about customer service. Do you talk to the customers directly?
I do
Answer
send
their
them
questions?
messages. Yeah, on eBay, we only accept messages through email. But when I was in the BPO, so we do phone calls. We do accept phone calls, because sometimes it's around more than 30 calls a day that we're receiving regarding claiming item not received case, since you're familiar as well that there are really a lot of uh, cases that Amazon did not deliver the item, even though it's saying it's delivered. So we're already aware of that.
Okay, but I mean like on eBay, do you know how to respond to customers' questions in the messages?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, because you know like a lot of different issues come up. They ask a lot of different questions. So, what kind of issues have you seen come up in the messages? Like, what kinds of things do they message you about that you're able to help them with, the customers?
Really, number one of the inquiries that we're receiving is the item not received. What I always did is I always double check on Amazon if it's already been delivered, and any possible things that I also asked the buyer if he can wait within 24 hours for us to check if the item is delivered or not in our shipping warehouse. Like that's a lot of reasons for that one. Then we will check on Amazon as well if it's still showing on it's showing late delivery, or it's showing delivered but the buyer will not they still did not receive the item. So we will if it's showing delivered on Amazon, I will ask the buyer if it's possible that he can check first on his neighbors or possible area that the carrier will left the or will secure the item or will secure the package. And then if the buyer will respond that he didn't receive or it's not in their neighbors, or you can find it anything in the surroundings. So that's the time that I will contact Amazon regarding that. So if the buyer will offer the return request, we will still work with it on Amazon as well, and in the buyer's favor if they want a replacement or a refund like that. So we always do a resolution or that in the buyer's satisfaction.
Great. And do you have a way so you remember to follow up with customers? Like let's say someone asks, "Oh, where's the item?" and you check on Amazon and it's late. So you tell the buyer, "Hey, it's running a little bit late, but it's going to get there." Do you have a system so that you remember to check again the next day? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Um, Yes, I do have. I always do have my spreadsheet that
Okay.
I do have a title with everyday
Mm.
task. So I always put there if who I need to follow up or on eBay, and also put there the order numbers of I need to follow up with the return refunds like that. So I will always do a list of what tasks that I need to do on the next day.
Great. Cool. So, you mentioned before some software that you have used. What other software are you familiar with that you've used for drop shipping? So, like, have you used AutoDS, for instance?
Yes. AutoDS, DSM2, Yaboli, Profit Scraper, Ink Frog, and Chili Hunter, Black. I think it's a blacklister. And some of them I already forgot, but I do use most of the software for the drop shipping since I have already more than 20 clients before that's doing drop shipping. Because really, I when I started this one, when I started doing a home based job, I started on eBay dropshipping. If you're familiar with Sorsumo, so I worked with Sorsumo before. So they are my agency. Then I quit when I already have knowledge regarding eBay. Then I self study. I my clients book for a training for me in Zik Analytics, so it's additional knowledge for me. That every client that I have, I always do have another additional knowledge regarding eBay. But the last client that I have regarding doing a drop shipping on eBay, he really teach me a lot, and then he really let me manage his store. I also manage three store at the same time, and there's a lot of always orders. So that's why I do manage to have my self study how to deal with the feedbacks, how to deal with cases regarding on eBay UK, how to deal with the cases if you don't have those tracking numbers. So
Great, great, great. So, do you actually fulfill the orders yourself? Is that something you know how to do?
yes, I do. I do fulfill the orders. As I've mentioned a while ago, that my client will only do the refunds on PayPal and checking some other things on the store. But regarding messages, cases, feedbacks, orders, I am the one who deal with it.
Okay. And what about listing items? Is that something you do or know how to do?
I also do a listing items. I've been doing an optimization before, searching an item using Zik Analytics. But at the moment, right now, my client, uh, he has a lister who's doing the listing on the item. But do have an experience on um, getting a getting item from other suppliers.
Okay. Um, so I know you have another client right now.
Mm.
Do you have time to manage another store, or I'm not sure what your schedule is like. Do you actually have time to run another account?
Yes, I do have always time because my client is only flexible hours, and he will let me do the task anytime I want. So I every time that I do have some important things to do, so I always prioritize those important things and then process the those who's only not so important things to do in the store. So I do that on the last time that I'm available.
Gotcha. And so one of the things I'm looking for really is a virtual assistant who will not only run the store, but as the store grows, we can hire other virtual assistants that you would manage. Um, I think you said before you don't have experience with that, but is that something you think you might be able to do and would like to do?
I'm not sure if I did tell you that one, but I do have some VA that I do manage
Oh, okay,
since yeah, since I do have a lot of clients before, so I do manage them and teach them on how to respond, process the returns right now. So right now I do have my sister who's my assistant. So she's doing processing orders of some of the clients that my current client gave that client to me. You know, yeah, and then yeah, I do have additional client if you will hire me, and I am pretty sure that I can do my task 100% because I always make sure that I did my job well.
great. Okay, cool. Um, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to ask you about the position. Um, but I think we've covered a lot of it. So specifically, what hours would you be available to work um, on the stores?
Yeah, it depends on you. If you what hours would you like me to do the task? Since I am flexible with the hours, I can because I always do adjust the client's time so that I can really monitor the clients if there's a problem in the store, if there's really urgent things that the client needs to do, like process the refund like that. So that's why I want to be online if my client is online so that we can do communication just in case that there's any problem.
Great, great, great. Um, okay, I can't think of any more questions. I'm trying to think so I don't forget anything. Is there anything else you want me to know about you or your experience that we haven't covered already?
Mm, yeah, aside from eBay, I also do manage cleaning agency before, then run campaigns, Facebook campaigns, LinkedIn campaigns, like that one. So that is the other skills that I have or other experience that I have. But mostly, I can say that I'm 100% pretty sure that I can do the eBay task, any eBay task that you want me to do, so I can do that.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to be in touch with you soon about the position as soon as I make my decision.
Sure, no problem.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that interview. She's definitely highly qualified for the position, so she is definitely on my short list. If I do hire her, what I'll end up doing is sending her the training videos that I have inside my Super Simple VAs course. Again, anyone who joins that can send those videos to their virtual assistants to train them so that they don't have to make those videos themselves. And those are the same videos that I use. So those are the ones I would send her. I would also work out a pay schedule with her. I like to pay every 2 weeks because it's a little bit easier. And I always send my payments through PayPal. You can send it as friends and family. I just found that that works the best. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, remember to smash the like button down below and subscribe to the channel for more content about eBay, about Amazon, about dropshipping, about virtual assistants. And let me know in the comments section whether you have hired a virtual assistant or not. And if you haven't, tell me why. I know there's a lot of fear around hiring a virtual assistant, so I want to hear what's holding you back because I really feel it's made a big difference for my business. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do that by clicking right here. And then I have 2 videos for you to check out. Click on one of those, and I'll see you over in that video in just a few seconds.